Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have alternative rock artist Gina Fritz.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me back.
Staring at the ground, my feet are on the edge. I think my body's giving out. My heart is racing and I feel my balance is shifting. Please let me stop overthinking. I don't wanna feel no more. I don't wanna know this pain. I don't wanna feel no more. Some things I wish I could erase. Put me all in this misery. I'm defective, something's wrong with me. Trapped inside of a dream, self-destructing machine. Disassociate from reality.
The last time you were on the show, Gina, was May 1st, 2024, and we talked about your songs Over It and Stay Away and your upcoming appearance at Capulet Music Festival. What have you been up to since then?
Wow, first off, I can't believe it's been that long. It's already been since 2024. Wow. Well, thank you for having me back. So I actually released a new song top of the year called Bet On Me, and people have been really loving it. And Disassociate actually came out June of 2025, and that one people really latched onto, especially over on TikTok. That one has had probably the best reception out of the ones that I've dropped so far. And I think it's because it deals with mental health and like the battles that we all go through in our minds on a daily basis. So I think Disassociate hit a lot of people when it needed to be put out. And then besides that, just more recently, I put out a cover of Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. I love Sabrina. I love her songs, so I kind of wanted to just put like a little spin on it, a little Gina Fritz flair.
Um, what have you learned about like the music industry over the last 2 years?
Um, it's actually it's been okay for the most part. I feel like you have to work very hard. Like any other job, you have to just work very, very hard at it. Especially being a woman. I have said this, I think, in our past interview, but I feel like I almost have to work harder as a woman in this industry just to kind of prove myself. Um, but other than that, I have a really good, solid team behind me, my guys, my bandmates, and we all are pushing ahead. And I think the music industry, as I have kind of worked my way through it, it's gotten a little bit easier because I've been able to make really great connections and I've been able to meet really solid people in this industry. So it's definitely been um, very welcoming to me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Okay. If there was one thing you could change about the music industry, what would you change?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think if I could change anything, it would be make it a little easier to like hop on festivals and make it a little bit easier for like the people that don't have the agents and don't have the management and don't have the record labels. Um, there are a lot of like battle of the bands, but obviously there are a ton of us vying for those spots. So I don't think that we can really make it any easier. I think it's just like kind of you got to fight for your spot, but it'd be nice to like kind of just have like a little extra help in the sense of like if you don't have a record label, if you don't have an agent to like kind of like have like a little spot of, like a collective of people to like kind of help you jump onto those things.
Okay. Um What's your take on buy-ons for like festivals and touring?
I think sometimes they're worth it. I think you really have to kind of weigh the options of if you fit on with the people that they are saying to buy on for. But also in the respect of, when you have to sell tickets, obviously selling tickets is a good thing because it brings in people. But I think if you're buying onto something, you have to weigh your options because it might not be the best for you, where you could put your money into something like a music video or like a content shoot or something that will give you fans in that sense of putting yourself online and on social media. um but yeah, I mean, some bands, they do the buy-ons, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I think you have to make sure that it works for you before you do that. I think sometimes it's just not it's not worth it. Sometimes.
Okay. A lot of news has come out recently about AI and music. What do you think about that?
I don't think it belongs anywhere near music, in my honest opinion. I think that creativity and AI should not even be in the same conversation as each other. Um, that's my take. I know some people, they're like, oh, it's great, to use it, creatively, it helps. But in my personal opinion, I write songs because I feel those things. I feel those emotions. I think when you attach AI to it, it just, you lose that connection. I think, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to make a song and, I can't really think of anything. So let me use this app. And I think it just really, it takes away from it. And when I have been on my Spotify more recently, it's so frustrating because I don't know if like this happens to you too, but like it will give me recommendations for AI bands. And I'll look and it's like you can easily tell like when they're an AI band because it doesn't have much of a bio. You can't find anything on any of the members. It's like they don't exist. So, yeah, I think to answer your question, I think it belongs nowhere near the music industry. And unfortunately, it is definitely it's definitely a thing that's there. We can't get rid of it right now. It's there. And it's obviously on Spotify, it's recommending AI artists. So it definitely gets a little frustrating for the people like me and, my friends that I know that, are actually working towards our goals in music. And then you kind of just have this thing that drops and it's like, oh, okay, here's something that, has no emotion, but it's copying our voices. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's out of control. Like with it copies everything. I recently saw like a lot of bands that like post to Spotify or something like that. They're gonna be able to use their um music and stuff too with the AI.
Oh wow. I didn't even see that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Um let's get into something positive here.
I know. What a start. What a start.
Let's talk about a couple songs here. Disassociate. Your lyrics here put me out of this misery. I'm defective. Something's wrong with me. Trapped inside of a dream, self destructive machine, disassociate from reality. Tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah, I was in a really bad mental place when I wrote this song. And honestly, I think this song in particular hits a lot of people because it's like we all deal with our inner battles on a daily basis, whether you know, whatever job we may have, we all go through very similar struggles with our mental. And this song in particular, it is walking you through how I feel in my mind, not on a daily basis, but on those really hard days of me looking at myself in the mirror and being like, damn, should I keep this going, or should I, you know, figure out something else to do with my life? Like, even like, I feel like we all disassociate sometimes. Like, we're all just like walking through life doing exactly what we're told to be doing, but there are those moments where we detach ourselves from reality. And I think this is a song that really relates to a lot of people because of that reason of, you know, having to deal with very heavy stuff sometimes, especially with what's going on in the world right now. It's a very, very heavy time for a lot of people. And I think we all can relate to the lyrics of this song.
Yep, I've been relating to him for the last 2 weeks. Like, I exactly feel the same way as you. There's a lot of noise out there, and I just want to disconnect, turn it off. And, you know, sometimes I feel like, is this really what I want to be doing? You know, is this what does anybody really appreciate it? You know, sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And I think for me, it's like, you know, I see my friends going off and like having kids and like having their own lives. And like, here I am still fighting for something that I've wanted for so long. But sometimes you kind of detach yourself and you're like, what am I doing? You know, should I still be doing this? And honestly, that song for me, when I put it out, it really helped knowing that I am not the only one that feels that way. Like, seeing so many people latch onto it and the messages that I have received from people about that particular song, it made me feel like, wow, I was supposed to write this song. Like, even though I was feeling really, really shitty in that moment of writing it and like really picking myself apart, I was supposed to write that song, not only for me, but for the people listening to it.
And I'm glad you did.
Thank you. I am too. I am too. It's a very well liked song, and, you know, for good reason, for sure.
Fearing every sound, I spin in circles, getting dizzy till I hit the ground. I'm cutting corners just to feel out different surroundings. All of the routes and the paths I've been dodging. Put me out in this misery. I'm defective, something's wrong with me. Trapped inside of a dream, self-destructing machine. Disassociate from reality. Disassociate from reality. Disassociate from reality. I don't wanna feel no more. I don't wanna know this pain.
Okay. We're going to talk about your song Bet On Me. And first off, I just want to talk about like the vocal phrasing in the verses at the beginning, where you're like, has kind of like a cadence thing to it. How did you have the music and then just do some scat into it and then figure out the words, or how did that come together?
Yeah, honestly, whenever I'm writing my songs, I pick a YouTube beat. I'll go on YouTube and like I'll type in Linkin Park type beat, or, you know, Paramore type beat, and I'll figure out like which one like I'm kind of vibing to. I can go through like 10, 15 of them, and like there's some days where I'm like, nope, I can't write over this. But there was one in particular that I really liked, and like you say, I kind of sat with it and I kind of started like just scatting a little and kind of like putting words together, and it just kind of happened. And I brought it to my producer, who is amazing, and he took the beat and kind of just wrote it over my melody that I had already had. And I wrote the verse of this before I even touched the chorus, which normally I'll write the choruses first because that's like the big part of the song. But I really wanted the verses to kind of like stick out on this one and like be more playful. Because a lot of the songs that I do write, like Disassociate, they're very like not monotone, but like they're very like slower with like melody. But this one is very in your face. It's very energetic. So it's very fun to play live, which I wanted. I wanted a song that would be very fun to play live. So this is actually the song that we start our set with.
Awesome. Okay. Also in the chorus it says bet on me for the fun of it. And the way I feel this song is like, go ahead and bet on me. I'm going to still get back up no matter what. I'm going to just keep on getting back up and fighting through.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I wrote it, it was very like, okay, I mean, I'll get comments sometimes where, you know, they're not the nicest of comments, but, you know, you kind of laugh at it. And, you know, I kind of wrote this song as like, okay, you want to see me lose? Bet on me. Like, let's see me lose. Like almost like a sarcastic, like laughing type song, which that's what I wanted. I wanted like a very fun song and very like, okay, you want to test me? Here we go. Let's test it out. Let's see what happens. I feel like people want to see people that are succeeding fail. So that was what I wrote this song about. People seeing me having a good time, enjoying myself in this, wanting to see me not make it. So that is what this song is about. But people could take it however they want.
You know, I just don't understand that. Like, real, like, friends should want you to succeed, but everybody else should too. It's like they're the ones with the issue. They got a jealousy problem or something, but they're afraid to do anything to like outside the norm of what they would normally do, you know?
And I think too, like not even like, you know, talking about the industry of it, it's like even people that have, you know, the 9 to 5 jobs, there is always going to be someone that is either close to you or is not so close to you wishing that you would fail. So that's what I wrote this song about. There's always going to be that one person.
Make sure that I'm alive. Recently I've had some thoughts at night. Not sure I'd win this fight, put against my heart and mind. I don't know if I'm paranoid, causing me to feel some unknown voids. Let me recollect my pieces I lost in my head. Face down, lifeless on this floor. You can't stop me. Throw me in for the hell of it. For the hell of it. Do you feel the thrill now? Bet on me for the fun of it. For the fun of it. Bury what I kill now.
You just released your cover of Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. What made you choose that song to cover?
Honestly, I love Sabrina. I have very different influences ranging from Flyleaf to Evanescence. And then it goes over to Sabrina Carpenter, Chapel Roan. You know, I listen to the pop girl stuff and I think that her songwriting, especially for this song, I think it was just phenomenal. And I listened to Espresso, I listened to her other songs, and I kind of just wanted a little take on it. And I'm like, I wonder what this would sound like if it was a rock version. Let me try it out. And yeah, my producer, he crushed it. He crushed it with this instrumental. We had to like work with like a couple different keys because like when she sings that song, it's like it sounds different obviously when she sings it, but I had to like find like where I fit into it because I have like, you know, the lower register. So
And it's good to like experiment and reimagine songs in different, you know, genres, you know.
it's so fun, especially taking like a pop song or like even a country song. I haven't done that yet, but I think it'd be fun to see like what a country song would sound like rock, you know, or like I don't know. I just think it's fun to like play around with it and play around with the instrumental of it. And everybody knows it. So performing it live, we haven't performed it live yet, but I'm sure when we perform it live it's going to be a lot of fun.
Um, let's see. What's your plans for this year?
So this Friday, I actually go out with Lacey Sturm. She comes to New Jersey, so I'm playing with her at Arties, which I'm very excited about. And then after that, it's Monday. I think it's the 16th. I don't know when this will be out, but I perform with Capstan, Dreamwake, and In Her Own Words at the Webster in Hartford, which is my home base, Connecticut. So I'm really excited about that one. Have a lot of friends coming out. On a Monday night too, but it's the night before St. Patrick's Day. So I told all my friends, I'm like, y'all have to come out. It's the night before St. Patrick's Day, no excuses. And then after that, I have my headliner in Providence on March 20th. So my March is pretty well packed as of right now. As for the summer, I am waiting to hear on a couple festivals. So fingers crossed for those. But yeah, as for March, we're busy.
And you're gonna release a new song this month too?
Yeah, so March 27th, I will be releasing Lovers to Strangers. And as the title says, it is about a relationship.
And any more plans for like releasing an album or just more singles?
We've been in talks, my bandmates and I, we want to release an EP. We're just not sure when because we do have a lot more songs that have not been released yet. But I kind of want to put it all on one thing, whether it's an EP or an album. We have not decided yet because I haven't put out an EP since Fake Fragile, and that was back in 2022. So it has been some time, and I've just been releasing singles to kind of see, you know, what songs people like versus which ones don't really resonate. Even though when I write them, they all resonate for me. But it's different for people. So I wanted to see which ones would catch on. And then from there, we could hopefully work on an EP. So fingers crossed that you might be seeing that announced in the summertime.
Okay. Let's see. Where can we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram?
You can get a hold of me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Gina Fritz CT on literally everything. I made it very easy so people can find me.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, Randy, thank you so much for having me. I always love coming on here and talking to you, and it's been so long. So thank you very, very much for having me back on here. I appreciate it.
Car tries to read between the lines, something